If you haven't been out in your garden in the last week, run out there and take a look. It's amazing just how much a garden can change in just a few short days. Hi, I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings, and today I'm going to be taking you for a walk through our waterfall garden and show you all the changes that have happened in just the past few weeks since our last video. So let's go ahead and take a walk. You know the saying, a garden is just never the same, and if it is, it probably means that it's dead. Well, there's a lot going on in these gardens right now, and I'm just so excited to show you all the changes that have occurred since the last time we've done the video. Today we're taking a look at our waterfall garden specifically, and the baptisias are blooming. Here we have the Decadence Pink Truffles Baptisia, beautiful long flower spikes with a light, kind of a soft pink flower. This makes a great cut flower. It's a native perennial. One thing I'll tell you, we're going to show you a lot of baptisia here to start with. Baptisia are a plant that when you plant it, you want to make sure that you have it planted in its forever home. They have a very deep root system, so if you plant it and want to move it in years to come, it might be a little bit of a challenge. But don't let that deter you, because these are just an absolute beautiful late spring beauty in the garden. Another baptisia, part of the Decadence series, is Decadence Blueberry Sundae. Blueberry Sundae features bright purple blooms, again nice long flower spikes, an early blooming perennial for your summer garden. In this bed also we have some perennials and annuals and shrubs all mixed together. The annuals here in front of us right now, we've got the Vista Bubblegum, because no garden is complete without Vista Bubblegum. So we'll continue to watch and show you how this plant fills out and gets bigger as the season progresses. In front of us here we have the Purple Profusion, which is a nice low growing salvia, a nice deep purple, excellent plant for the pollinators. Beyond it is, I think this is the White Profusion, a little further in its bloom cycle, but still looking pretty nice. We did kind of a mass grouping planting, creating a border here in this garden using those low growing profusion salvias. The Paint the Town Dianthus. Oh man, I just can't say enough about the Paint the Town Dianthus. Low growing, a great border plant, long blooming. You can see here it's just a solid mass of color. I believe this one is Paint the Town Red. And these will bloom throughout the summer. Once these flowers fade, give it a light trim, and they'll continue to reward you with more blooms as the season goes on. Behind it is another beautiful baptisia. This is the Decadence Dark Chocolate, which has really deep kind of chocolatey purple blooms. I guess I gotta say there's probably a little bit more brown with like purplish burgundy undertones, but a unique color of baptisia. Next we've got the Lemon Meringue, which I think is one of the first to bloom here in this garden, and probably one of my favorite. I just love the vibrant yellow blooms when the Lemon Meringue starts to flower. And it just looks so pretty here in the garden. Next to it is another one. This is the Decadence Cherries Jubilee, which features burgundy and yellow flowers. A little smaller habit here than the Lemon Meringue, but again, a really beautiful color mix. You can plant all of the Decadence Baptisia like we did here in this garden if you want to just see all the various colors side by side. Great spring bloomer. When these flowers are done, what you're left with is just kind of a nice, beautiful, rounded, mounded, shrub-looking perennial. This is a perennial. It does die back to the ground every year, but when those flowers are gone, it's just a nice green mound of color. Some more Dianthus. Got two different colors here. I don't know, what do you think about Dianthus? Do you have any in your garden? I'd love to hear what you have to say about them. These are the Paint the Town series. They're single flowers, a little bit smaller than some of the other in the series, but really vibrant, beautiful blooms. Some Argyratum back there, Argyratum Blue. A nice looking annual that will have color all season long. Making our way around the waterfall bed, we've got the Itea Little Henry, and Little Henry is starting to put on some flowers. They're not open yet, but once they do open, it's going to be super fragrant with beautiful white bottle brush blooms. This plant not only rewards you with these beautiful spring blooms, but also with great fall foliage as well. As we make our way around, we've got a planting of annuals here, kind of a mixture of things. Our main focus is on the sun pations. The sun pations hot pink. I love to grow sun pations not only here at the greenhouse in the gardens, but also in my home garden as well. The reason why, they're just so easy to grow. They don't require much fertilizer, if any at all. They do require water, so make sure you're keeping them good and watered. You'll know if they're thirsty, but just a beautiful, easy to grow, easy to care for, impatient, sun patient for sunny areas. We have some Euphorbia Diamond Frost mixed in, along with some Coleus Color Blaze Lime Time. More Coleus. This is the Color Blaze Torchlight. Surefire White Begonias. And then more of those Argyratum Artist Blue. So we'll continue to show you this garden throughout the summer, and you'll get to see how these plants fill out and how they grow and how they change from month to month. I think that's the nice thing with gardens too, is they're constantly changing. You have one look when you start the season off, but as the season progresses, the garden takes on a whole new and different look. Got some Nepeta back there. Nepeta's cat's meow, a little bit taller than cat's pajamas. Beautiful long blooming perennial. When it stops blooming, we'll give it a light trim and it'll be right back at it again in no time. The waterfall garden is planted up with sun pations lining both sides, and down the center of the garden we have the sun pations along with the diamond frost euphorbia. Kind of a new look that we're doing this year, so we'll continue to watch how this does as the summer goes along. Here's another grouping of the annuals we just talked about. And these are going to be kind of our, let's say, random annuals that we've placed throughout the garden beds just to create some consistency with the look in all the various areas. As we make our way around the front of the waterfall garden, you'll notice that we have some of the Surefire Cherry Cordial Begonias with their deep dark near black foliage with the cherry red blooms. Planted behind them are the Spirea Double Play Gold Spirea. Beautiful golden foliage, and they're going to get beautiful pink flowers on them as they continue to mature. The dark shrub you're seeing in the background there, that is the Weigela Wine and Roses, and that's already flowered, but it had pink tubular flowers on it that are great for the hummingbirds. And that foliage is just fantastic, especially when we have it paired here with these beautiful chartreuse green Spirea. Lavender Sweet Romance is just starting to bloom a little bit there. Nice fragrant plant. Lavender is a great plant to kind of tuck in various areas of your garden. Easy to grow, drought tolerant. Really don't take a whole lot of care. More sun pations as we make the way around, and more of those Lime Time Coleus. Don't they just pop in the garden? I think it's such a beautiful thing to do, is planting those yellow plants in the garden, because they just really stand out among all the colors and all the various foliage colors that you might have. Making our way around, more of the Cherry Cordial Begonias and more of those Spirea Gold. We got more salvia. They're kind of starting to wind down a little bit, but when your salvia do kind of stop flowering, like we're seeing here on this plant, just give them a trim right above the leaves down there, and they're going to put on more growth and get you more flowers that will last continually throughout the summer if you kind of keep giving them a nice trim. The white profusion, the purple profusion salvia. There's so many honeybees around here. It almost makes me wonder if one of the farmers has a beehive out, because there's just so many beautiful bees enjoying the gardens right now. Sonic Bloom Pink Weigela is a re-blooming Weigela. Blooms up to 3, sometimes 4 times throughout the summer. Beautiful pink blooms. This also comes in red, light pink, and white. Nice habit. Only gets about 4 foot tall and 4 foot wide, and it's just loaded full of flowers in the spring and then again throughout the summer. You can see we did a lot of consistency throughout this garden, kind of repeating various plants, just to kind of give it a consistent look as you're walking around and seeing things. This bed also houses a lot of hydrangeas. So once the hydrangeas come to bloom, we'll be sure to show you the beautiful hydrangeas. We've got Tough Stuff, we've got the Incredibles, the Invincibles, Firelight, all kinds of great hydrangeas. So once it's hydrangea season, be sure to check those out as well. Oh, here's another Baptisia. Look at that one. Decadence Dark Chocolate. Beautiful dark blooms. The video started off with us walking up this path, so let's take a closer look at the pots that we did this year, lining the pathway to the Waterfall garden. We've got the Prince Tut cypress grass, along with the hot pink geraniums, and the Lobellaria Snow Princess. That Snow Princess has continued to drape over this pot for kind of a spiller. The geraniums are the filler, and then that cypress grass is the thriller. The next pot we have the Coffee Cups elephant ears, and these are going to continue to get taller throughout the summer, planted with the Superbells Coralina and the Sedum Lemon Coral. That's going to be a pretty one too to watch and see what it does as the summer goes on. A little bit simpler look, we have the Pennisetum rubrum grass in the center of this planter for the thriller, and then the Super Tunia Vista Fuchsia for the filler and spiller. Just a very simple, clean look. And as we head closer up to the pergola, we have the Persimmon Super Tunia planted with Mini Vista Yellow, and then the Blue Suede Shoes Salvia. So this is going to be a great planter for the hummingbirds once those salvia really start to bloom. And this year, up in the pergola, which is going to be hard to see, we have the Super Tunia Vista Jazzberry, and then the big leaf vine that is dangling below. So that is going to get really full of color as it grows, and will hopefully trail over the edge, giving this space just a ton of color. Thanks for watching. If you're new to our station, we welcome you to subscribe. All of the plants we talked about in today's video can be found on our website, gardencrossings.com, and we can ship these plants directly to your door. Or if you're local to our garden center here in Zeeland, Michigan, we welcome you to stop by and shop in person. Thanks for watching. I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings.